Hello and welcome. I hope you're having a good Sunday. I wanted to come on here and talk about a few things. My main concern right now is removing negativity. And I was getting a lot of messages and downloads, as of course, I'm always having these like little messages in my head, things telling me, getting all this information, And from what I understand, there's a lot of you in the celebrities are feeling a lot of trauma due to this issue. There was a lot of wake up calls that occurred, and I know it kind of shocked your foundation, and I can feel it. I think everybody's in this together. It's very eye opening. But when trauma happens, I look at trauma as something that happens beyond a person's control. Okay, there's certain things that we take responsibility for, but generally when we are victims of trauma, that's part of the trauma. The trauma fact is there was nothing that you could have done to prevent that. Those things happen. Okay, that's a part of life. And like in this situation, I don't recall asking for anything, but it's a force that comes into our lives and presents itself, and then you have to. It's kind of these little spiritual battles, and it's all a matter of how you handle it, which determines, your strength of character and who you are. Yeah, I would say trauma is a battle, and it's also something, like I said, it creeps up on us. It's not something that you could have changed. It was bigger than you. It was outside of yourself, and it's all a matter of how you handle it. But I know a lot of you are dealing with this religious wake up call, calling your backgrounds, your whole existence into question because of something that happened that people didn't think that there's going to be any consequences. And I don't ever want to continually like dive into this conversation, but I do get this message that trauma is a big part of a lot of people's lives right now because they had their world shook up a little bit, and me too. I just like in the last week, I just found out that my whole family history was just a lie. You know what I mean? So it's just like one form of trauma after another, one wake up call after another. And I relate to what you guys are feeling. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're in this together, and it's a lot, okay? But the very fact that you survived it shows that there's more to life and there's more things that you are meant to explore. So it's actually something that the sick part about trauma, I don't like to say sick, but it is a matter of strength. And when you think about the fact that you actually survive something like that, because that sort of mental um, trigger, it's enough to literally take the life force out of a person. I will tell you that during my time of being trafficked, there were times where I literally, like the emperor, felt as though I wanted to end it. I'm glad I didn't, and I am not in any way saying that that's something that somebody should do. But the weight of how life has gone on this planet, and the pain, the daily pains and struggles that we feel, it is extremely overwhelming. So if you are alive right now and you are awake, and even though there's a lot of pain, you are still a survivor, okay? Because there's just too much of um, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing that you made it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to also explain the fact that there's a lot of things in life that literally just makes you want to just forget it, all of it. But you guys are strong. So also, you guys are talking about the issue of mind control. You're becoming aware of how things have actually worked throughout our entire lives. I don't want to go too much into it because I'm not trying to rustle any feathers. I do know we have dealt with people who have who are not uh, given the ability to have empathy. There are some people who are built or made, designed by nature not to have empathy, and we have been. The result has been a lot of people suffering at the hands of narcissists. which I'm going to say narcissistic behavior in this sort of magnitude is a little bit more than just a behavioral problem. I look at it as something as, okay, demonic. And it is very frightening because when we start to understand that the spiritual realm is actually now at the earthly realm, what I'm talking about is things that have been talked about for a very, very long time, things that have some people have prophesied about. I'm talking about not the fake Christians. I'm talking about people who have really thought about like this whole battle of war, this whole spiritual war, this sort of stuff. This stuff is playing out in front of your eyes. So this is part of the trauma right now because this shit is very real. Very real, okay? So real that we talked about cloning, and I'm getting chills just as I'm talking about this. This is a very serious time right now in life. Okay, things are transforming, but they're transforming in a good way. Unfortunately, all transformation has to experience some form of destruction. This is the way life is. And so a lot of our egos have been destroyed because of the realization of coming to find out that not all of us are who we thought we were. It's very deep, very deep. But, I will tell you that it's a wake-up call, and it's very hurtful and very painful, but at the same time, there is some beauty in it because when you start to realize the good things in life, because there are good things in life, it's just unfortunate that we're so blinded by all the negative. There's so much negative, and so I'm aware of it, and this is one of the reasons why I decided to talk about this issue today. Also, I don't want to, create any triggers, but I think it's also important that I discuss the other issue that is causing the trauma within a lot of these celebrities is the fact that there was multiple deaths and a lot of witnesses of these multiple deaths. Okay, and I understand that that's probably the icing on the cake of the wake-up call. It was very disturbing. I am acknowledging the pain that everyone has felt, okay, on some level, even though I may not have been able to witness certain things happen. I'm very much aware that they did happen, okay? And also, I have been dealing with the religious wake-up call for a very long time. I've been dealing with the mind control or people trying to control my mind for a very long time. And I'm aware of the supernatural, paranormal caused death that I think was a part of this whole spiritual war, and it is very shocking. Very shocking. But hang in there. Like I said, you've made it so far. I do have a video that I'm going to be sharing with you. I want to explain, the methods on how to deal with trauma on the metaphysical level. I did create a video this morning showing how to use an egg to remove negativity. Now, in the first videos that I'm going to be talking about in my new what is that thing called? Come on, Maria. Patreon. God, I could not think of the word. The new Patreon channel is I'm going to be talking about energies. I'm going to be talking about different deities. I'm going to be talking about how we communicate with these energies, what they do, what they possess, whatever. In this particular demonstration I'm showing you in this next slide, it is me with an egg. Now, eggs have the ability, believe it or not, to help us draw out negativity. Eggs also represent renewal, starting over, giving yourself another chance, rebirth. Okay, so I'm in this particular demonstration, I'm showing you what to do with an egg. Okay, when you feel overwhelmed with negative energies, when you're feeling like you just want to throw in the towel, whatever, that's an indication that you've absorbed too much. Okay, we tend to absorb other people's energies. We tend to absorb our negative thoughts that tend to weigh us down. people who say stupid things, just the things that we experience every day has a devastating effect on our bodies and our minds, okay? It all starts from the mind. And I believe a lot of the illnesses that we experience, including things like cancer, is a result of what we have negatively transferred into our mind, and now it is manifesting on the physical form, which it usually results in some sort of illness. There are times where we've dealt with people who, negative energies from people, to where we're feeling fine, then all of a sudden they come around and we have a headache, okay? We take in a lot on the psychic level, whether you realize it or not. So part of my job in my life is to show people, makes people aware of the spiritual nature of how we live and where we live and what we are and what we do. It's everywhere. So this particular egg is what you're using. See how I just like veer off into, it just gets too deep. Okay, so anyway, in this video, you're using this egg to draw out the negative, anything that's negative. And a lot of people deal with energy, dealing with energy, they get discouraged because in their mind they're thinking they're supposed to see like this ball of light or this purple streak, or that they're going to see something. You're not going to see something. Now, some people do have what they call synesthesia, and synesthesia is I wouldn't call it a disease, it's more like a disorder, but it's a very special one. And on a spiritual level, I would say that synesthesia is kind of a blessing, because what it does is people can actually either feel or taste color, or some sort of, they have an experience with color that is beyond what people normally have. Now, I've experienced synesthesia like when I was coming out of a swimming pool. Okay, I've experienced it like on a temporary type level. Like when I come out of pools on a very big sunny day of water, I can see red and I feel it in my mouth, okay, which is very strange. Okay, but anyway, people get discouraged working with energy because they feel like it's supposed to have more of an intense feeling than what it really has. They think that, oh, isn't my finger supposed to tingle? Aren't I supposed to, feel something? Some people do. If they're naturally inclined to be very psychic and aware of certain energies, they're going to feel it, okay? But for people most people are not going to feel it, but you just have to believe that it's there. And believe me, it is there. Everything has an energy. Everything has a vibration, okay? So this egg is that you're using that has the ability, that has the kind of energy that takes and removes negativity, is being used in this demonstration. So you're going to start with the top of your head. In your mind, just pretend. Just pretend. All you need to do is pretend, okay? Pretend, because pretend is kind of like visualizing for people who have a hard time struggling with the idea that this can actually work, but it does, okay? So what you're doing is you're taking the egg and you're pretending that there is a light or something like a vacuum sucking the energy out of your body, whatever that might be, okay? So this is what this demonstration is about. And then once you are done with your little pretending game, what you're going to do is you're going to either put it down the garbage disposal if you have one. If you are unfortunate like me, because right now I'm living in an apartment that doesn't have a garbage disposal, you're going to have to take that egg somewhere out without breaking it, and you're going to have to dispose of it. Maybe go out to a park, an open field, or whatever, and throw it over your shoulder and walk away. That's all there really is to that. But let me address that, some few issues before you go on to that video, because I'm going to show it at the very end. Let's see here. I was told in my mind to give a shout out to my mother again, Diana Ross. Hello, how are you? I know that I've got some sort of messages that you want to meet me. That would be great in the future. I would love to meet you. Let's see. The other message that I got is that I brought awareness to the masses and validated David Icke. That is so creepy, but you know what? It is what it is. I think you all saw it. I think you're all dealing with it. That's the purpose of me making this video. Apparently, I have a lot of people who follow me. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm not fortunate enough to see the numbers, the actual proof of it, I already know it. It's been confirmed by me in my head, in the spirit realm, and I know my refrigerator, like, made that little clicky buzzy noise when I first came to the realization that I had more subscribers than I actually have, or actually being seen. So I do appreciate that. I appreciate all your support. Thank you. Let me see here. People want to learn my methods of magic, and I think this is really exciting. Today was a sloppy video, and it really was a sloppy video because, like, I really should have wrote out what I was saying about the egg, okay? And I apologize because I really want to give you guys good quality stuff. But I have been in the last few days preparing my my content for my Patreon channel, which at that time, of course, I'm writing down everything because, Patreon is a little bit more serious than YouTube. But anyway, I'm glad because I think that a lot of books on magic, although some of them are good, some of them miss important things like being able to relate to everybody. That's one things I mentioned earlier about people not being able to visualize energy, and this is one thing that gets them really discouraged to go any further. They get very discouraged because they want to see something, they want to experience something. They think, I need to see this. You don't need to see it. Believe me, it's there. What happens on what you put out into the universe for your request, it mirrors back on the earth somehow. It's trippy, okay? But just know that it really is real. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's cool. I'm looking forward to explaining it and starting my Patreon channel. I'm in the process of having to record my first few videos. Like I said, I finally finished all my scripts for it. I just have to record it. And in the last few days, I have been very drained, very tired, very not freaked out, but it's a little odd, okay, coming to the realization that I am one of those people that I read about. You know what I mean? It's not just something that I read about. I am that, okay? Anyway, next message I got is that people are following my ethics, that people starting to think, okay, this is not such a bad thing. Maybe there is a better way of behaving, and that is going to be better for my personal life. And of course, once you improve your personal life, people's lives around you are going to improve for several reasons. So it really does all start with you. Let's see here. I think that was pretty much it. I wanted to wish you guys a very happy Sunday. I know I said this last week, and I feel like an asshole because I'm the kind of person who wants my word to have meaning. Like, I feel like I have to stand by my word all the time. And then I also feel like, oh, I know people are waiting for me to put my Patreon channel up, and it's like I feel like pressured, but I also know that this is something I'm supposed to be doing in the first place. And then I also feel like, you know what it is. It's hard being a goody two-shoes and pleasing everybody, knowing that I'm tired, I get really tired. Like yesterday, I meant to do all this stuff, and then I started thinking about how deep the reincarnation cloning, and then I sat there and zoned out for like, almost 2 hours sucking up, because it's a deep subject. It's deep. It's not like, it's not something light, okay? To me, it's like, wow, But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, and make sure that you see the second half of this video. Take care. Okay, take a regular egg, okay, and this egg has been touched by people in the packing house when the egg was actually placed in the carton for selling. So what you want to do is, anytime you use an object, you want to remove the energies from anyone else. You only want to have your energies on this object. So I'm going to take this over to the sink and wash it. Just quickly, just take all the energies off, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to cleanse ourselves from all our negative energy. And we're going to tell this egg, hey, I know it sounds silly talking to food, but this is one way of enchanting an object. So basically saying, hey, egg, I see that you represent many things. I'm asking that you withdraw the negative emotions out of my body. Anything that is not for my highest good, that is going to help me
make my goals, I ask that you remove it from the body. And so you're going to start with the top of your head, and you're going to take the egg and you're going to circle it around your head. And you're going to go to your neck, because we're covering your whole outside body. You're going to take your arm, make sure you move the egg around your arms, underneath your arms, around your chest. Keep circling it. Okay, you're going down to your torso, your hips, your legs, your knees. Here we go. And you're going to move your feet like this, and you're going to act as if you're taking this egg and you're cleansing it. Now you're going to do this for a few times. I would say at least 3 times, okay? If you feel like you haven't gotten everything, like you haven't completely cleansed yourself, keep going, okay? But I would say 3 times is enough. So once again, you're taking the egg, swirling it around your head, around your neck, around your back. Make sure you get your arms, okay? As if you're taking this egg and it's just drawing out everything bad, everything wrong, everything you don't want inside of you is going into this egg, okay? So you remember, you're just keep wrapping it around yourself, your thighs, your knees, your legs, your ankles, your feet, the bottoms of your feet. Take it back to your head. Keep circling it around your head, around your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your chest area, down to your stomach, your hips, your waist, your thighs, your knees, your legs, your ankles, your feet. Keep going. Okay, once it's already done, what you're going to do with this egg is, if you have a garbage disposal, you're going to place this egg down to the bottom of the garbage disposal, and you're going to wait. Don't turn it on. Put it down to the very bottom of the garbage disposal, and you're of course going to walk away from the garbage disposal, and you're going to turn it on, okay? And you're going to have the egg completely destroyed, okay? So it's basically you're transferring the energy of all the negativity into this egg, and you're taking it and you're putting it in the garbage disposal. What I usually do is I put it at the very bottom of the garbage disposal, then I turn the water on, and then I turn on the garbage disposal. That way it's a lot cleaner. No egg particles come out from the sink or whatever. I think it's just completely washing down. That's one way of doing it. However you want to do it, that's fine. I personally look at the egg as taking everything negative out of me. So I'm not comfortable with seeing any part of it being sprung up from the sprung up from the sink, mainly because everything that we do has energy. This egg is now used as like a conduit or something that's drawing out all of this negativity. I would prefer to get it away from me as soon as possible, and in the cleanest manner I possibly can, because I don't want to look at anything negative. So that's one of the reasons why I put the egg to the very bottom of the garbage disposal. Then I turn on the water, and then I have washed it, the whole entire egg. The egg is destroyed. Okay, if you don't have a garbage disposal, because right now I'm living in an apartment that doesn't have a garbage disposal. That really sucks, right? So in the past, what I would do is I would do this little egg routine in my home, and then I would take my egg in a bag, and I would walk it out to maybe a park or something. And what you do is you go out into a place where you are not going to be disturbed. So you're going to be alone, okay? So you go out to a place and just throw the egg behind you and walk away, and do not look back. What you're doing is you're getting rid of something that you do not want. So don't look back once you throw the egg out somewhere, okay? So we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up.